spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, many girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Jedi King Hefner and the beautiful Cali Sun. And in the background, we got my girl, Mara Blade. And we're back again for another live stream show, baby. And energized, happy to be here and glad you are here. And the title of today's show, of course, is Dr. RealDoll is at Galmato Haven, baby. Dr. RealDoll is at Galmato Haven. And honestly, this show is about a guy that repairs and fixes RealDolls. So I'm going to tell a little bit about his story. And I've known about this guy for a while. The same source that told me a lot of the things that I shared on yesterday's show when I was talking about the RealDoll you imagine, actually told me a long time ago about this guy named Reggie that runs this place called Galmato Haven, where they service and fix RealDolls. And I've actually been planning on talking about him for a while and what he does, but this show was really sparked and set into motion by a great viewer, my guy Austin Steele. So I'm going to tell a little bit of his story, and then I'm going to get into a little bit of Reggie, what he does. And so if you ever decide to buy a RealDoll, and by the way, if you do decide to buy a RealDoll, go through me. I would really love you go through me. I have all the links in the descriptions of my videos or in the about section of my YouTube channel of vendors and manufacturers that you can buy from. All legitimate, great vendors and manufacturers. And one of those listed is RealDoll, Abyss Creations. So I would love for you to go through me to get your doll. But if you ever get a RealDoll, you can definitely check out this guy, Reggie. If you have any type of damages or anything like that, he can definitely take care of you. So, yeah, I'm going to read a little bit of this email that I got from my friend Austin because he's cool with that. I'm going to tell a little bit of his story. And then I'm going to tell you about Reggie and all the things he provides, because as a doll enthusiast, man, it's nothing like having somebody there that can fix your dog, somebody around that can do it, because when you get a dog from overseas or something like that, most of the time you're going to have to try to repair her or something. And I'm telling you, when I see these repair videos, I know I've heard some people say it encourages me to see somebody do a repair. Well, for me, I'm not a guy who's ever did a lot of repairing and working with my hands in that way. So that stuff scares me more than anything. And that scares me. It's just not my cup of tea. So just to know that it's somebody out there that will, if you have a real dog, somebody out there that will actually do all the repairs for you. Now, RealDoll tells you if you have any damages or anything like that to your dog that happens over time, they'll walk you through the repair. They'll send you the materials and all of that for you to do the repair. Or you can take the option of going with this guy, Reggie, over at Galmato Haven, and we'll get more into him in a little while. But first, I want to say thank you for tuning in wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone you're in, country, wherever you are. Thank you. We appreciate you for checking out the stream. And we also want to say God bless you in all the ways that you need to be blessed. So whatever you're wishing for and hoping for, we're also saying and praying that you have it. So whether it's health, finances, new relationships, promotion on the job, whatever it is, we pray that you already have it, but we just ask you believe it, then you can receive it. So with all that said, I'm going to check in very briefly with my comments, and we're going to get into the meat of this show. And none other than Austin Steele is my first comment. Right on time, brother, because you're going to be the subject of today's show. I was going to do you after the power hour. I was going to probably do this subject Thursday, but I started getting that tickling, that tick in my soul to do that today. So I'm going to go ahead and handle it today. Z says, if she a Terminator, I might have to terminate her. This guy has good rhymes. Thank you, Z. Appreciate you, man. I didn't play my other song, my newest song, which I really love, but for whatever reason, it doesn't want to load up on my streaming app. So I have to always go to play that on YouTube. So I'm still got to figure that out because it should play on here. I don't know why it's not. Z says, hello, dog family. What up, Z? Appreciate that. Austin says, it's a good thing I'm here, but it's worth mentioning that I tried repairing that loose bolt myself, and that's how all this damage was incurred. Well, I'm going to get to something that's going to address exactly what you just said about, no offense, how you should have never tried to fix it yourself. I'm going to get to that point, but according to my research, you should have never tried to fix anything yourself. Not that it can't be handled, but that's just a note to all RealDoll owners. You're not supposed to try anything yourself unless you're getting walked through the process by RealDoll. He said, I may have a knack for building and repairing computers, but my expertise stops there. It would seem. Don't beat yourself up, man. These dolls are very complicated, and unless you go get trained somewhere, you're pretty much not going to know what you're doing. Like I say, with these TPE dolls and girls from overseas, you got these guys breaking out their 2 cases, and a lot of them are successful with their repairs. But whenever I see them doing that stuff, I'm like, hey, that's beyond me, man. I'm not with all this cutting, grinding, and sealing up and all this stuff. I'm not really with that, but I do have a dog that's damaged inside aim, or her foot got twisted. So it does need a repair. And eventually, I guess I'm going to have to look into doing it myself, but it's not going to come anytime soon. I got a little brace on it, and that's all I'm going to be able to provide right now. So with all that said, yeah, I'm going to get into the meat of the show, man. So let me start out by, and here's the deal. If you go to my about section on YouTube, you'll see my email. And if you got a real serious question, or maybe it's something private that you don't want to be in the comment section, you can always email me, and I get to it as soon as I can. But I pretty much keep my emails private unless, because you're sending it private. So I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to talk about this unless you want me to. But Austin, he'll tell me things I can talk about or whatever. And other people have told me things I can talk about. But when you sense, I'm letting you know, but when I see any comments on my video, that's public domain. So I feel like I talk about that no matter what, because it's already out in the public. So Austin sent me an email, and he was just saying, because for all of you who don't know, Austin is a RealDoll owner, and we've been keeping in touch for a while. And his girl recently had a bit of a mishap where her neck pretty much is broken. And Austin had told me about this a while back. So he had reached back out to me. And so this is what he said. He was just saying, man, it's been a while since I heard from him. But he was saying basically he was going to update me on his life with his girls, which I love when he does that. But he basically said that his real dog Samantha is in need of sending out to Galmato Haven and Reggie and Galmato Haven for repairs. He said at first it was simply because the front half of the boat simply snapped from being tightened too much. So from what I remember, not reading the other email, I think when he changed the face on his doll or something, that neck bolt or something got loosened, and he can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but it got loosened or something, and he went to tighten it up. And he said he tightened it up too much, and of course it snapped. But he said, and after he told me that, he said he was going to try to get it to Galmato Haven. But then he told me, hey man, recently when he sent this email that, man, as of tonight, the whole part connecting her neck to the head completely came out. And he followed up by saying, I'm still hoping Reggie at Galmato Haven basically will be able to fix her, as her body and actual skull are still in good shape. He said it's all the bits and bolts in between. Then he goes on to say, it's very selfish of me. And I'm just going to say this because this is necessary. He said it's very selfish of me to ask, but would you, send a prayer up for her? Ask me to keep them in my thoughts. Then he said she's just a doll at the end. I know she's just a doll, but man, what I wouldn't do for a Christmas miracle. So basically, I'm going to say this. I was surprised when Austin said this right here. When he said, I'm still hoping Reggie will be able to fix her, that was a very big surprise that he even said that, because he actually knows about this company. He actually knows about this company. And if he knows as much as I do, which I thought he pretty much did, he should know. Reggie can fix damn near anything, bro. You literally got to incinerate your dog for him damn near not to be able to fix her. And so he was like, I'm still hoping Reggie can fix her. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Reggie can't fix her. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. You're going to see, I'm going to share some snippets of Reggie, but this guy has, he went out there and learned with RealDoll. He learned everything he needed to learn head to toe. And it's just not me. It's just not me going on what I know. My insider told me all of this. He was like, hey, he knows just as much or more than the people that actually work here. He can fix any damn thing. Like I say, unless you literally incinerate your dog. And I'm going to play a piece of video that's going to let you know how good he really is at it. So I was thinking to myself, like, hey, you good. Don't worry about it. And that's what I told him. I said, don't worry about it. You in good hands. You can stop worrying, man. Once you then plan to send your dog to Galmato Haven and you have a real dog, you can literally stop worrying about it. Unless you've just done something so heinous to your dog that you just know that it can't be fixed. And then another thing I wanted to say about it before I proceed was, he said it's very selfish of me to ask about me praying for him. And I just want to let everybody know this. It's never selfish of you to ask for somebody for prayer. If anything, it's admirable that you would reach out to somebody and say, show that much faith that you like, hey, you believe that prayer will help. It's a good thing. You're not selfish by saying, pray for me. What? No. You're definitely in bounds with that, brother. So never feel like that. If somebody asks me to pray for me, hey, look, that's the least I can do. I'll let God do the rest. But then he says, I know she's just a dog. No, she's not. She ain't just a dog. She's not just a doll. She might have been just a doll before you owned her or before somebody else owned her. But once you touch a doll, bro, and they're in your home and you're taking care of them, they are fully alive, man, in their own way. Jay ain't human. That ain't human, Jay. I know they're not human, but they're alive in their own way. And if nothing else, they're alive to you, you know. And I'm not talking about in some delusional, psychotic way where I think Callie is a human being. No. But she has a live spirit in her for me giving her love and showing her care. And honestly, attributing her a personality and a story and all of that. You know, if you've been a child before, like we all have been, hopefully you can remember a time when you still had an imagination, if you don't have one now. But that's how imagination works, man. You put your ideas and all of that into something, and it starts taking on a life of its own. So it's not just a doll. It's not just a doll. It's a bit more than that. It may be something that you physically own, but it's more than just a appliance. Like I say, these girls they're not a TV, they're not a washing machine. They're a lot more than that, believe me. And then the last thing he said is what I wouldn't do for a Christmas miracle at this time. Once again, you ain't got to do nothing because you already got it. If you worried about your doll being fixed, that's something you ain't even got to worry about. You don't have to worry about. Period. So I'm going to just do a little brief look at this. I'm trying to see what I want to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to my friend Reggie. I'm not going to be able to show all of this video though, because it gets a little racy, or it starts to show a little stuff. What's said is okay in the video, but it starts to show some stuff. So I may not. You're going to hear it, but you probably won't see it. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you this video. This is just sort of an introduction to who he is, and he sort of tells you himself. Now, this video is old, though. This video is old. This video is old. Okay, here it is. I'm just trying to find a part where it's going to start showing some stuff I can't show. Okay. Yeah, I think I stopped about right there. Okay. I'm going to stop half of it, and then I'm going to show you the rest. I mean, I'm going to let you listen. You're going to hear it, but you won't see it. I'm going to start out showing it to you a little bit so you can see who Reggie is and things of that nature. Okay, so I'm going to go up to...
Well, what we're trying to do is fill a hole. Up until now, guys have had to go online. They've watched your videos. They've called in to Jeff and Mike at Abyss trying to figure out how to keep their dolls beautiful. And what we're doing is we want to bring a professionalism to that. Now we're going to be the go-to place. If they have questions, if they need to get something fixed, they're going to send their dolls straight to us, and we're going to be taking care of them, keeping them new, keeping them lively.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. It already... So I don't want it to go too far and show nothing crazy. So let me block this out right quick. I'm going to keep on letting it play, though.
Going head to toe, we'll be doing everything. We're also introducing a product that we're calling the Spa Day, which is a stem to stern makeover for the doll. It's like sending your wife or girlfriend in. We're going to touch up her makeup, her coloration. Any major minor repairs that need to be done are going to be taken care of. Coloration things, the nails being painted, all of it from head to toe. We'll take care of her. And then we're also introducing something that people have been clamoring for years, which is some type of protection on these dolls, you know, with a warranty or insurance. So working with Brick, working with Mike and everybody at Abyss, we've created the RealDoll Consumer Protection Program, which is going to combine all the best things about a warranty and insurance. And we're covering dolls up to 8 years old, so she doesn't have to be brand new. We're good with pre-existing conditions.
So I mean, they are a separate company. I think the best way you put it was that we're
And I'm going to be honest with you. I just stopped it right there because, and I know you can't see this part of it. And I'm just trying to see, is he going to show anything bad coming up? Let me see. I might be able to show you the rest of the video. Nah, he's still showing some stuff. But he talked about a spa day where he fixes everything on the dolls. And honestly, I have a lot to say in this next video about something he just mentioned about pre-existing conditions with your doll and things of that nature. They've changed some policies, and honestly, I liked the policy that he's talking about now a lot better than what they've changed it to. So I just want to, I'm gonna let it keep playing.
companies with our arms around each other.
Yeah.
They're going to be located very locally. Actually, matter of fact, they've been spending time here over the last couple of months training with our artists and our technicians, learning everything exactly the way that we do things.
Hi, everyone. This is Brick Dollbanger.
Now, you heard him say that Reggie, you know, he basically spent time learning all the things that he needed to learn, you know, from the actual people at Abyss Creations, at RealDoll.
Coming to you from Abyss Creations in beautiful San Marcos, California. And I've been looking at this stuff for 10 years. And I got to tell you, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. And I think everybody's going to they're just going to go nuts when they open these boxes and see their girls come home like this.
That
really
are
do.
coming home with somebody.
That's right.
You know, we're the haven. The whole idea is that we're supposed to be taking care of these guys. So that's what we're trying to do.
I love what he said. Then he was like, hey, we the Haven, baby. Our whole idea is we try to take care of these guys. So that was just a brief introduction to Reggie. Now, I ended up scouring the net and I found a great little interview with him. Maybe one day he'll be on the show. But I did find a great little interview with him that somebody else did. And they honestly asked most of the questions that anybody would be curious about. So I went through documenting all the things that I want to let you guys see. Let me see. And we're going to go through that right now. I'm going to come back to the comments, though, but we're going to go through that right now. Let me see. Hold on. I want to see. Okay. And this video I'm going to share is pretty cool. It's going to tell you, you know, he's sort of going to tell you about his story and how he got started and everything. So it's going to be pretty cool, man. Now let me see what Austin says. Okay, Austin says, oh yeah, Reggie gave me a video on how to tighten it myself. It's only after making it worse that I emailed him back. Okay, great. He said, yeah, this is beyond me at this point. You got it. And of course he does. Z said, Mara is Mara M-A-R-A, but he says Mara Blade got shoes now. Wow, yeah, all my I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have enough shoes for all of my girls right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only got a few pair of tennis shoes for the girls. But yeah, she always has on, you know, all the girls usually. I mean, Callie has on her tennis shoes right now as well. She got her black tennis shoes on. So yeah, I've had shoes for the girls for a while. Austin says, so basically the boat is in two halves. The front half snapped due to me over tightening it. But after a little bit of jostling in bed, the other half came out, which led to her losing her head. Not a problem. Exactly. I mean, Like I say, Austin, you just tripped me out because you know about Galmato Haven, so you should have never been worried. Not with that little damage. You know, her neck being snapped off. That's nothing. Honestly, that's nothing heinous. So I'm like, yeah. Once again, you've known about him, so I was a little surprised only because you know. Well, maybe you didn't know, but this guy has went through extensive training with the actual people of RealDoll, so he knows how to fix them from head to toe, and he'll explain more to you on that in just a second. I'm gonna share the video on him right now. I'm gonna share the video. This is a I can't lie. He was interviewed by 2 women, and it doesn't really have many views on it. And oh wait, I forgot to put let me do something right here. Hold on, guys. I forgot to put the that's something I want to do, and I don't want to forget about it. So I'm gonna do it right now. I forgot to put the my guy Reggie's website in the listing of this video. So I put that down here. I put that website on and it's going to be in the description of this video. So you guys can see that. I put that there. All right, we got that set up. And now we're going to check out this interview he did. It's really good. It's really good, honestly. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. I have it marked, though. So, you know what? I don't got that part written down. Don't look like it. Let me see. Hold on.
All we want for Christmas is the Galmato Haven. Reggie,
Hold on, guy.
thank you for having me, ladies. Thank you for hanging out with us. And you're, as the doll doctor, you repair and you put back to it. Heads off and flushed it down the toilet, pretending like I had no idea what happened. The only reason, because I'm sure I busted heads off of more of my siblings' toys, but like there was yelling about this because they were like, "Didn't you know it was a collectible?" I'm like,
Man, I thought I wrote that timestamp down.
And Deb, the sales manager, came out, stepped up, finding out, who's making these dolls.
Hold on.
The original idea was, we're like, hey, why don't we get a few of these dolls and start a brothel with them? So that was what we were going to do, and then we found out that RealDolls.
Okay, here you go.
In San Marcos. So we jumped in the truck and we drove over to a story is not quite as interesting. A friend of mine sent me a meme on Instagram of a sex doll. It was not a real doll.
Okay.
They get turned into plastic that gets turned into fleece. There was someone in Brooklyn who's making it into a sweater. Full of Barbie heads.
And actually, though, we thought those Barbies were the original idea was, we're like, hey, why don't we get a few of these dolls? The original idea was the original.
Okay, I found it. Man, I'm tripping off this. I wrote all my notes and I have timestamps down. But how did I do that? That's crazy. It's like the first few comments I didn't write the timestamp down. Either way, that's sort of peculiar. So we're going to keep it moving. So this is him sort of telling the story of how he got started repairing his dolls. So let me go ahead and share that. This is his story where he sort of got started in this repair game. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good enough because you're not going to see him any damn way. The way they have it. Keep him big.
Okay. Finding out, who's making these dolls, what they do, all kinds of research. A friend of mine sent me a meme on Instagram of a sex doll. It was not a real doll. It was a different brand, different manufacturer. But I looked at it and I showed it to my roommate, at the time, who became my business partner. And we went down this sex doll rabbit hole, just all kinds of research, finding out, who's making these dolls, what they do, how many people are buying them. The original idea.
And once again, I know everybody doesn't think like, or think about these girls like I do, but and maybe he's changed with his vernacular. But boy, I hate constantly hearing that dang sex doll terminology back and forth. But like I said, I'm not mad at him. I understand everybody doesn't think of them in the same way that a lot of us do. So
deal was, we're like, hey, why don't we get a few of these dolls and start a brothel with them? So that was what we were going to do. And then we found out that RealDoll was right here in our backyard in San Marcos. So
for anybody that knows me knows, I hate the whole idea of a damn doll brothel. So I just hate it.
Jumped in the truck and we drove over to Abyss, the parent company of RealDoll, and we went and we knocked on the door. And Deb, the sales manager, came out, stepped outside the door, and then shut the door behind her. We were dressed really nice too. Thought we had but no, that was not enough to get us in the door. So she asked what we were there for. We said that we wanted to take a tour. We had just found out about the factory. And she said that you had to pay to take a tour and you had to set an appointment. So we ended up coming back about 3 weeks later, finally, and we got the tour done. And then we sat down with her. And
I just want to stop right there. First of all, man, I just want to just applaud him, and that's just taking initiative, because it's just like a lot of dreams that we all have in this world. You don't know where the hell to start from. You don't know what the hell to do. A lot of it is just starting, just doing something, right? Just get the hell out and do something. And literally, they didn't know what to do. So you know what they did? They packed up their stuff and said, to hell with this. Let's go straight to the doorstop of RealDoll. And luckily, like he said, they were right down the street from where they lived at anyway. So it wasn't like it was a big stretch for them to go find these guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on for 2 seconds. Hold on for 2 seconds. Give me 5 seconds. Okay, let's crank it back up. I'm gonna take it back just a little bit because I missed some of the stuff.
Therefore, we said that we wanted to take a tour. We had just found out about the factory. And she said that you had to pay to take a tour and you had to set an appointment. So we ended up coming back about 3 weeks later, finally, and we got the tour done. And then we sat down with her and we were having conversation. And we say, hey, if we wanted to buy 4 or 5 of these things at once, could we get a discount? And, that's like $25,000, $30,000 worth of doll. So she goes, well, what are you guys planning to do with that money? And we told her, we're going to start a brothel. And she didn't even flinch. There's nothing that they haven't heard at Abyss before. You can't make them blush over there.
That's amazing. We had one of the guys from there on the show.
And once again, of course, they've heard it all. But like I say, I'm just glad that they didn't get into that damn brothel part of things. Hold on, let me see something right quick. I hope I don't have to play much more. Let me see.
And they were like, yeah, the things they listed off were like, wow, you are impossible to even just sway in that. Nah, you've heard it.
Yeah, you can't come up with a new thing that somebody has not already asked them. And if you heard about some of the things that people have asked them, you'd be like, I never would have thought of that thing.
Someone's eventually going to ask them to make a squid vagina.
Hold on. That ain't what I want to show you. Hold on. Hold on, that ain't the part I want to. See, I hate that these first few things, I forgot my timestamp. Okay, there you go.
Into your brothel idea. Octopus, elf on a shelf. What is he hiding? Maybe he's just using.
Okay, I'm just trying to get past these girls. They do all this old off banter joking. It ain't all bad, but I'm not trying to play all that. So, and that's why I had made timestamps. In these first few comments, I didn't have it. So, luckily, after these first two, I won't have to worry about that. Okay, now this is going to tell you the story about how he didn't do the brothel. Thank God. Oh, I forgot you can't hear that. I got to take you. I got to share it again. Got to share it again. But yeah, this is when he's going to go into about how he didn't do the brothel. Thank God that didn't happen.
A lot of hentai.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've got elves that they do in there, fairies, all kinds of stuff that has come out of there. I would not be surprised if there's somebody out there with an octopus pussy real doll.
It's a holiday season. Look, everybody wants to know, what does Mrs. Claus look like down there?
Octopussy.
Elf on a shelf.
Will you come on?
Brothels and
Little idea.
to do that. As a matter of fact, the week before there had been a couple in
there you
from Canada.
Now I'm at the point. I look, no offense. I just hate when they get to doing all that banter and they just sort of make jokes about dolls. I don't want to hear all that. I'm gonna be honest with you. So this is the part where he talks about why he didn't do the brothel.
Who were planning to do the same thing. The UK, France has one. They tried to open one up in Houston, but the community wasn't having it, so he got shut down. Ultimately, that's kind of the mindset that we had, was it might not be worth the trouble. So we were talking to Deb, and she says, you know, the thing that really is lacking is professional repair. There's nobody out here to fix them. RealDoll doesn't offer a warranty beyond 30 days either. So my partner and I kind of went back to the drawing board and we said, you know, maybe there's a smarter way to get into the doll world. And so we approached Abyss about becoming the official repair facility. And I created a warranty insurance program for the dolls. So now the dolls can be covered for up to 3 to 5 years for repairs. And guys don't have to worry about trying to fix them themselves. So after that, I went and trained at Abyss for 6 months, learning how to build the dolls from start to finish. So,
man, just think about how all of that came together, man. You talking about a divine intervention of just, look, man, sometimes, man, it's just meant for stuff to happen for you, man. This man just shows up at Abyss Creations. Him and his friends. They think about doing a doll brothel, which honestly, man, like I say, I'm not here to judge people, but I'm talking about personally, that stuff just disgusts me. You know, not even just the sex industry, you know, in general, you know, do whatever you want to do. But even just the idea that you want to go rent a doll out that 20 other guys have used. You know, I don't care if it's been cleaned or whatever. The chance are to be more clean than if you dated a streetwalker. But I'm just saying, it's just like, I wouldn't want to do that, man. If you are going to go to a doll brothel, it's almost like, why wouldn't you just go deal with the human? You know, if you're going to be paying and doing all that stuff. But I just think it's a nasty business, in my opinion. So I'm glad he didn't do that. But I just think his story is amazing, where he just walks up to the door. They decide not to do the doll brothel. The woman at the desk basically says, hey, what we really need is somebody to repair dolls. And then this is the craziest part of the story. He goes to talk to Matt and he proposes with a business proposal. He proposes being the guy to fix the dolls without knowing how to do it yet. That is amazing. You know, normally it's like, okay, I know how to fix dolls. Hey, man, let me be the doll repairman. But instead, he basically says, hey, let me come learn from you guys. And then I'll, let's make a deal for me to be the repairman. Then you teach me what to do. It sort of seems backwards, but it's amazing when it's time for something to happen for you, it just happens.
It's cool because a lot of their employees kind of the dolls from start to finish themselves. So after that, I went and trained at Abyss for 6 months, learning how to build the dolls from start to finish. So it was cool because a lot of their employees kind of specialize, and I got the whole kit and caboodle. So
you hear that, Austin? That's what I'm saying. Why I have no idea why you were worried. This man went and trained and learned how to fix the dolls from beginning to end. From beginning to end. So if you got a real doll out there, like I say, unless you literally explode her, you ain't got no. This guy knows what to do from head to toe. From head to toe.
I always said, if this goes under, I'm just going to go back to Mike and say, hey, bro, I know how to do it all, and I need a job.
and that's what he tripped me out when he said it because like you say, he knows how to do all the jobs now. And he says, like, if you're working for RealDoll, you're going to probably be specializing in a certain area in the facility. But he learned everything. He learned everything. And I thought that was funny because, like he said, he's actually right. If everything went wrong, he could have fell back on a job at RealDoll. If everything went wrong. Okay, finally, I got to a part where I can sort of skip because I want to get past. They do a lot of bantering, man. Let's see, they do a lot of bantering. There it is right there. So now on this section of the video, he talks about what his most difficult repair is. And Austin, once you hear this, you're really going to relax.
Difficult repair job you've been handed.
I had a doll came in, I want to say probably about 4 months ago at this point, and this poor thing was thrashed. There was a hole that was torn in the middle of the back. I thought the back was broken.
A hole in the back, Austin. A hole in the back.
At first, but fortunately it wasn't. I think one of the legs was broken, several that was torn in the middle of the back. I thought the back was broken at first, but fortunately it wasn't. I think one of the legs was broken. Several of the fingers were either severed or pulped.
What? How? Why? My God.
It looked like she had been dragged. I don't ask questions. As a matter of policy, I don't ask how anything happened unless they volunteer the information.
I'm glad this person has a dog.
I think that's pretty cool. Like you say, hey, you might send him a doll and it looks like it's been through World War III, which I hate if you have done that to your doll. But like he said, hey, it ain't my place to ask what the hell happened. It's just my place to fix stuff. And this is sort of an unrelated thing, but it's sort of similar. I know my mom used to tell me back in the day, and I feel the same way. She was like, man, I hate when people try to give you something and then tell you what to do with it. So, I mean, like I say, sort of unrelated, but it's sort of similar in my mind because it's like, hey, I hate when somebody, hey, here go $100. Now, you need to go get some clothes. Hey, whoa. You didn't gave me the money. It's on me what I want to do with it. I don't care what I need. Once you give me money as a gift, let's just say you give me $100, like whoever give me, it's on me what I want to do with it after that. And so basically what I'm saying is don't tell me what to do and don't ask me what I spent it on. Once you give it to me, guess what? It's mine. It's nothing for you to worry about anymore. It's sort of in the reverse with Reggie. I just like the fact that he has that policy where, guess what? It's not my business what the hell you've done with it. It's my business to fix it. I like that.
Doll.
That was exactly my train of thought. If whatever is happening to this doll is saving the skin of an actual person, then I will fix that doll 1,000 times rather than have a woman in the ER.
By the way, the Clinton administration approves of your don't ask, don't tell policy.
Now I'm going to say this. I sort of hated when they went down that road. Now, I don't like seeing any dogs abuse or anything, but once again, you can't just make a correlation to say, even though I don't want nobody abusing their dog, but you still can't make the correlation to say, because he harmed his dog, I know he's going to harm a human. Or if this wouldn't have been his dog, I'm sure it would have been a human. No, we don't know. You still can't make that generalization. Because one does not necessarily mean the other is going to happen. Sort of like I say, when people buying these dogs that other people think are too small, it's not your place to guess what somebody might be doing in the privacy of their own home. That's just my opinion on it.
Oh,
Let me see.
man.
Yeah. Don't ask, don't tell. Just fix and take care. That's what I'm here for.
It's funny because there are some guys that like have their they hold their dolls in like reverence, and just the thought that there are guys that are like, nah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of it.
I love when she did say that, because I don't really know her at all other than seeing him on this show. But when I heard her say that, I was like, you know what? I actually like that she's knowledgeable to the point where she said, you know what? It's dog owners out there that are really taking care of their dogs. So I don't know why this guy would be doing his dog like this. So she knows a little bit about the game. I think that was it for this segment. Let me see.
It's just,
if you pay several $1,000s for it, I mean, look, some of us are bad with tech. Some of us drop our phones. Some of us drop our sex dolls out of 6-story windows.
It happens,
Okay, so now they start going into the banter again. I ain't gonna. I'm not much for the banter and the jokes and stuff. Not those type of jokes. So on this part, in that opening video I shared with you guys, Reggie did mention something about a spa day where he fixes everything, right? So he's going to talk about that in this little clip.
crazy.
Okay. Pleasure and styling all at once.
So I was checking out your site, and you have this coverage called the Spa Day for Dolls. Tell us a little bit more about what a spa day is for a sex doll.
So a spa day is anything that needs to be fixed. Does she need her makeup touched up, have the fingernails worn off? Did you break a leg? Send it in. I'm going to fix everything, and you don't have to worry about, piece by piece how much it's going to cost. Initially, when I introduced the plans, they were about 3 times as much as they are now. And then I had spa days priced separately. So now at this point, the only way to get a spa day is as a part of the protection plan. But it takes something that was $2,000 all by itself before and makes it something that's way cheaper, and you get the extra coverage too. So as I went along, I kind of had to figure out, what is what I'm doing really worth, and then kind of adjust from there.
So I guess my question is, what are some of the most common?
I like that. I like when he was saying how, hey, he didn't know what he was doing. He had to figure out what he was doing, how much it was worth. He had to figure all of that out. Once again, when you're just jumping into something new, you don't know what the hell you're doing. But it's some changes he's made that I'm really not a fan of, and I love you, Reggie, and I love what you provide. But man, I don't like that he changed things to where now you can't get a spa day unless you have this certain insurance coverage. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm gonna say more about this probably later, but I even hate the idea of insurance. I don't hate the idea of it, but I hate, I'm talking about normal insurance in life. I do hate the idea of that. I hate the idea that I got to pay car insurance every month, although I don't know if anything may ever happen to my car. I may pay car insurance 6 years or 7 years, and then finally I may bump into a pole, but I've been paying thousands of dollars for 6 years now. All to get a pole, a dent out of my car that costs $100. Now, I know the question of insurance with cars, and you talk about people's safety and stuff. I understand that, you got to pay for people, you got to be insured to protect others. But what I'm saying is still the whole notion of just paying for something that you don't own and you don't even know if you will ever need, it just seems so crazy to me. It seems like something that you should be able to get when you need it, which is how Reggie sort of had his in place. he'll talk more about it. He'll talk more about it. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but he just mentioned one thing that I don't love is the fact that he took, like, as a RealDoll owner, I might want to just get a spa day, right? No insurance or nothing. I might like, man, I want to get my girl a spa day. Well, according to him, now I can't just call up and do that if she doesn't have the protection plan. I don't really like that. I think he should still offer specialized services. But with all that said, he's going to go into talking about I'm trying to think what he's going to say now. I think he's going to talk about I think this is a section where he's going to talk about the worst problem he's ever seen or most common problems he's ever seen. Let me see.
So I guess my question is, what are some of the most common things that you see that are an
The most common problems.
issue? And I mean, like, I can imagine that most guys have no idea how to style hair or apply makeup, or I mean, I'm sure that there's actual paint jobs involved.
So with the makeup, it's actually sealed on at the factory. Eventually, it does kind of start to wear over time. So most of my work is just touch up, you know.
I'm glad he mentioned something about makeup because the guy was asking me about makeup yesterday. He was like, man, what do they use to make the makeup? Now, he never answers what they use to make the makeup, but they always call silicone makeup permanent because it just doesn't come off, you know. But over time, with makeup and stuff like that, especially if you're using her orifices and things of that nature, over time, it can eventually wear off. And that's what he was basically saying, that, hey, when that happens, then he does go in and he has to touch that type of stuff up.
The little lipstick here. Most of what I do on faces are replacing eyelashes. The eyelashes are the most delicate part of the face. They get pulled off, they rub, you know, a few come out of the bottom. So that's what I do on faces, generally is eyelashes. I have had to do a full face of makeup before. That was an adventure.
So when you see poorly applied makeup, you're like, I can do better than that.
This is a new YouTube makeup challenge. Do one for your sex doll.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that was the end of that. So I just thought it was funny when they was like, so you know how to do makeup? Well, you know, if you're a doll owner already and you own especially a TPE girl, you probably already had to do her makeup. And it's just sort of funny because the lady's sort of cackling and laughing, but as a guy, I think it'd be really funny when we have to learn how to do things that we've only seen women do. Like, I've seen women do all that makeup and mess, but I never thought that I would be doing it. Like, I braid the girl's hair sometimes. I'm not very good at it, but I never would have thought that I would be doing something like that. But you learn all these little things when you become a doll owner. Let me see. And number 7, he's going to talk about getting to know more about women. It's basically going to expound on what I was just talking about, I think.
A lot of times, the owners will tell you too that on a certain level, you get to know women a little bit better. There's a lot of the owners that have learned how to do makeup. They've learned more about women's fashion and sizing and things like that, simply because now they've got this doll. They learned how to brush long hair. They learned how to style a little bit.
Oh.
So that is kind of a cool aspect. You know, my makeup brush set, shit's on fleek.
So, hey, I love when he basically regurgitated what I just said, where, man, I know I've talked to some women about makeup, or when I go shop, when I went to shop for makeup for the girls and stuff, and women that see me in the makeup section, they come talk to me, and I tell them what I'm doing, man, they're not just because of the companion dolls, but their eyes would just sort of, honestly, their vaginas start getting wet when they start thinking about a man that sort of knows a little bit about what they do. I promise you, man, when I was in the makeup section, you know, you'll be thinking that you're a freak woman out, but man, they're more attracted to you. Or when you go shopping for clothes, they'll look at you. They may look at you a little funny, but believe me, it's not because they don't like you. It's more like, what is he doing over here in our section? But if they ever find out, or you ever talk to someone like me, I can almost see it in their eyes where they sort of like look at me like, I wish you could be shopping for me. I love it. So yeah, owning a dog, Reggie is completely right, man. You start to really identify with the human woman, honestly. Let me see where else we're gonna go with this. Oh, okay, I love this one. We talked about not being ashamed. So let's get to that. Let's get to that.
So I have questions. First off, do you do upgrades? Is this like an iPhone?
Yes, there are. I do.
Oh no.
Replacements.
No. Did I go too far? Yeah. There you go. There you go, right there.
What I do.
You shouldn't be.
At the end of the day, I do what I do because I want.
Might freak her out less when she gets older.
I don't know. Their mom is freaked out by it too, so it could just be a little bit of hereditary freak out.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm pretty open with my kids, and I'm definitely not ashamed of what I do.
You shouldn't be.
At the end of the day, I do what I do because I want to help people that don't have anybody else to help.
Yeah.
So I
only showed that little tidbit because I love what he said. Hey, sort of like when people ask me about the dogs, man, look, I'm not ashamed of my girls and stuff. And guess what? You can call me crazy or whatever you want to call me. I'm proud of my lifestyle. I'm happy about my lifestyle. And guess what? It's not anything hard for me. Now, when I go out in public, it's always a sense of just that nervous feeling, but it's always helped by the fact that I'm not going out there timid. I'm proud of my girls. Now, you haven't seen me do an adventure video in a while. It's not because I don't want to. I don't own a vehicle to take my girls out. But when I do go out, believe me, again, I'm going to be proud again. I love having them with me. And just like when I had a beautiful human woman with me, guess what? Hey, I want the world to see me with my woman. And with my girls, I feel the same. I don't take them out for just show trying to say, hey, look, I'm doing this for YouTube. No, I film it because I'm going out anyway. If I want to go to the movies, now I got a girl that can sit with me. If I want to go sit down and eat, I don't have to wait for some human woman anything like that to go with me. I can take one of my girls. So I'm not ashamed in any way. And I love the fact that he said, hey, my kids, that's what he was saying earlier. He was like, his kids sort of look at him a little crazy. His wife might look at him a little crazy, but he's not ashamed. He's proud of what he does. And I like that he said that because guess what? I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of what I do. Happy about what I do. Now he's going to talk about upgrades, though.
So I have questions. First off, do you do upgrades? Is this like an iPhone?
Yes, I do nipple replacements. There are guys that buy a doll or they get their doll from Abyss. They don't like the nipples that are on there, so I'll do a nipple replacement. I've changed fingernails.
Wait, so you're also a manicurist?
I am.
Oh my.
See, you see how them girls, they getting turned on when they hear that, oh, he can do, even though it's with a doll, they still just thinking about, man, what if I had a man that could do my nail? They thinking about that.
God, this is fantastic.
This guy does everything.
You see, they love that boy. Now, I can't lie. Them women, they sound like they super attractive. Now, when I went to look them up, they didn't blow me away from what I saw. But honestly, it never gets old hearing women sort of swoon and be like, oh. I like to hear them do that. Let me go ahead, though, because they get to bantering too much for my taste. I don't like all that unnecessary banter. But I think he's still talking about upgrades right here.
Don't stop listening. Do it after or open up a separate window.
Then get the lotion out and cover your ashy fucking face.
There you go. Put your lotion on.
Your ashy.
Oh, no. This ain't it. Oh, went to the wrong spot. It's supposed to be right here, though. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you later.
But Reggie, yeah, so upgrades. And has anyone ever asked for like a technical upgrade, meaning like, yo, can you I don't know, do some voice enhancement?
Make the pussy snap. Make it snap.
We haven't quite gotten that far yet. That's kind of stuff more that Abyss is working on.
Fair.
I was listening to the show when you guys had Mike on, and he was telling you about some of the things that they're working on over there. Some really cool and exciting stuff. There's a gentleman named RealDoll.
So they was basically asking him about upgrades. He like, hey, look, I do repairs and stuff, but when it comes to all these upgrades and things of that nature, you got to go to the real company for that. You know, and you know, doing the stuff that Matt is working on now. That's basically what she was asking about. You know, having a dog talk and things of that nature. And he was like, hey, that's what they're working on right now. That's beyond me. Let me see what I want to talk about now. He's at he's pretty much where I wanted to start at again, actually. It's still on upgrade. So once again, I'm trying to pick through here and get around this banter that they do.
Over to his place, and we had Matt McMullen, the CEO of this, call into the show, and he was kind of going over some things that they're doing too. So I don't really get to play around too much. I have some ideas about things that I would like to do and try and experiment with that aren't quite in my wheelhouse right now. But the really cool stuff is coming from Abyss.
Alice just got a.
So he just went on to tell you what I said, that, hey, guess what? The real stuff is coming from the manufacturer. Okay, let's see. We got several more. I got a lot of great clips here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one because this is on this page to finish. So this is what he's talking about, what's not covered by his plan. So let me go under here right quick. This is what's not covered.
Right now.
It will be.
That's all right. It's a great song.
That said, speaking of Phil Collins, what do you not cover? Acts of God?
So when I first got started, there was nothing I didn't cover. Even pre-existing conditions were all good. But now that I've been around for a couple years,
You're better than the ACA.
I am. Well, I was.
What if it gets hit by lightning, huh? What then?
If I can fix it, I'm going to fix it. I don't care. Like I said, I don't ask questions. So I can't even ask to find out if I wouldn't fix it because I don't ask.
Do you hear that, Austin? Stop worrying. Like you say, hey, he can pretty much fix any damn thing. He can pretty much fix anything. But he just said some stuff that's, once again, I love him, but I hate his policy changes. I really do. He's going to talk more about it, though.
But now, since I've been around for a couple years, people know I exist. I stopped with the pre-existing conditions. I'll still fix anything, but in order to get covered by a protection plan.
Wait, what counts as a pre-existing condition with a doll? Like, do they come with lupus or something?
When I say pre-existing condition, I'm talking specifically about the protection plans, because if you break the leg, normally that's a $1,500 repair. But if you're covered under the protection plan, it's a lot less. So it used to be you could break the leg, then buy a plan, then get the leg fixed. Don't worry about it. I was around long enough. I said, now, have your plan already. I'll fix the leg either way, but it might cost you more if you don't get your doll covered.
I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's his business, so he'll probably continue to disagree with me on this, but I hate that. I hate that whole change that he did. He had it perfect the first time. Look, man, I take good care of my dog, right? I never had my dog in any bad situation. Bro, I don't need to buy, this is just a mentality. I don't need to buy no insurance right now. My dog is in perfect condition. But one day, if I drop her or something like that, then I need you. Like I told you, what I don't like about insurance is I hate paying for something that I don't even know if I'm ever going to need. Like, none of my dogs are hurt other than Saima, right? None of them are hurt. But pretty much everybody's in perfect condition. So right now, I would have been paying 2 years on all these girls for nothing. They're not hurt. They're okay. I loved how he had it at first. Hey, man, you're just walking around and, your dog is in perfect condition. And guess what? Something happens to it. You can call me, where normally it'll cost, let's just say it costs $500, right, to fix this dog. Well, guess what? And I'm gonna go over the plans before I leave here today. But guess what? You pay us one flat fee for the insurance plan, and now I'll go ahead and fix that I'll go ahead and fix that. But now going forward, you're covered for several years. I like that idea. That's great. Okay, so now when something happens to my dog, I contact you, and now going forward, I'm covered. Oh, we good. I love that. But the way he has it is, now I have to buy my dog. Whenever I get my real dog, you want me to go get the insurance plan from you when I don't know if anything's going to happen. And then, this insurance plan lasts for the years that it lasts. And then it's over. But what if nothing ever happened to my dog? I literally just pay for that insurance for nothing. That's why I don't like that plan. It's good for the business owner. It's good for the business model because you're just going to get insurance and you may not ever have to do any work. But for the customer, I love you, Reggie, but I hate that. I hate that you took away the fact that you can do a spa day just out the blue. If you wanted to pay for it separately and that's all you wanted. I hate the fact that, like you say, hey, even with a pre-existing condition, if somebody was just to come and say, hey, look, fix this. Okay, let me go ahead and buy the insurance plan, so it can be covered for the next 5 years because it's different prices and I go over it. But if you have a brand new dog, it's close to $1,000 for the insurance plan. I'm not even saying it's overpriced or anything. Well, what I'm saying is, who the hell wants to pay almost $1,000 for something you may not ever need? Or within 5 years of having your dog. So I really don't like the way he changed it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Reggie. I disagree with you on that one. Is he gonna keep on talking? Let me see. Oh no, that was pretty much it. I hate that though. I'm gonna be honest. I hate that he changed those rules. I really do. Let me see. I got 2 more pages to go. I'm gonna take a break and just check in with the chat for 2 seconds to see what's happening. Catch up with this. Let's see. Oh, Power Brain says, how you doing today, Jay? Just got here. What up, Power Brain? That was a while. It was 30 minutes ago, but good to see you. Sheila Morning says, what's up, Dog King and the ladies? Hey, Sheila. Lee God in the house said, good to see you. Thank you, sisters and brothers. Good to see you, Lee God. Austin says, to be fair, the warranty is $800, which I just said, which is a lot, but to have accidents for 4 years covered seems fairly priced to me. Yeah, it seems fairly priced if he goes by what I see, his old rule, whereas once you come to me, you can buy insurance. I don't like this, you got to buy it ahead of time stuff. Still says, if Lord forbid, my real dog needed to take 2 to 3 separate trips to Reggie, the price I paid piecemeal would be way more if I had to guess. Yes, he's right. If he had to take his dog 2 and 3 times to Reggie, that stuff would add up. It's definitely way more price saving to have the insurance. But like I recently said, and he wrote this well before I said this, but like I recently said, it's so good to get the insurance when you need it as opposed to have to buy it before you need it. Lee guy said, if you bought a $600,000 dog and got money to spend, the insurance seems fair. But for me, a self-made educated person, I do it myself and buy that welding set. Nah, I wouldn't do it myself. God bless you, Lee God. I wouldn't do it myself. My thing is, I don't want anybody to get misconstrued. And you probably heard my point by now. I'm not against insurance. I love it. I just liked his earlier policy. I don't like buying insurance before I need it. I hate that. WikiLeaks says, how do you know you found the right girl? It's just like human women. You know when you know. You know when you know, bro. All you got to do is go to my vendor list in the about section of my YouTube channel. Go to the vendor list. in the description of this video. If you're on social media, go to the bio on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Click on that bio. I have a link tree with all my vendors. You can search through all of my vendors. And believe me, if you want to get into this dog game, you'll know when you found the right girl. Just keep looking. Kevin Gray said, "What up, fam? What up, Kevin? Good to see you, brother. We up early in the morning, baby. Getting this work in, man. Getting this work in." I don't know what Lee guy said. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, Lee guy, so I'm gonna have to pass that one. Oh, okay. He says, I guess the rationale that if you're spending $6,000 for a RealDoll, the cost of extra insurance is nothing. Once again, I guess you're missing the point of, once again, still. 800 ain't bad, but I don't want to pay for it ahead of time. That's what you're not. I guess you don't understand that. The fact that you don't want to be paying for insurance for 5 years, for your dog to be insured for 5 years. And guess what may happen? It may break the day after your insurance goes out. Where that would have been a whole bunch better with his old policy. Whereas, hey, something just happened to my RealDoll. Well, man, that's gonna cost about $1,000, but I can do it if you go ahead and buy the insurance plan for $800. Now to be covered for 5 years. I love that. Or guess what? You can take your RealDoll to him, and like I told you, it's the other way around. He could be like, man, this repair is only going to be $200. But if you get the insurance plan, if anything else happens over the next 5 years, you're covered. Those circumstances I'm good with. I'm not good with, hey, I just bought a brand new doll. Let me go spend $800 on her when she may be in perfect condition at the end of 5 years. That's my problem. And I guess, like I said, I'm hoping you understand what I mean now. I know in the past he'd give you a plan if you buy a new RealDoll through him. For one, he doesn't sell brand new RealDolls. That's something we'll talk about later, though. He sells used RealDolls that have been upgraded and things of that nature. Lee God says, "Good to see you, Jay. Thank you very much." Oh yeah, good to see you too, Lee God. Lee God says 800 buys you 3 heads or something. But like I say, it's not me balking at 800. Once again, I want to just make sure that is completely clarified. It's not balking at 800. It's balking at the fact that he had a different policy that was much better to me. It was much better to me. It was buy the insurance when you need it. Not, now it's like a car where I can buy insurance on a car and it never come into play. Now, you never want to be in a wreck in a car where you need your insurance, but it's frustrating as a car owner. I know it is for me, where that's why I'm glad. I'm actually glad my car is gone right now, because I'm not sure if I would be able to come to you every day right now if I had been trying to pay for insurance. Once again, it's frustrating when you have a car and you're paying for insurance, and guess what? You're paying for insurance in case you ever get in a wreck, right? Most of us don't get into wrecks. So now you're literally just paying a company for nothing most of the time. That's my point that I hate about insurance. And the way he did it at first, it didn't have that problem built into it. But now, once again, you can get a RealDoll, pay $800, and 5 years later, when your coverage runs out, you never needed it. And I want to challenge you guys on something else. Everybody that spends, they can try to use the rationale of, and I don't even think they do that, but they can try to use the rationale of saying, hey, if you bought a RealDoll for $6,000, $7,000, you got $800. That's not true. Now, many of you may say you need to have money if you buy a doll, but that's not true. And I know, I'm not going to even say that, but I just say a lot of people out here, a lot of us out here, will spend their money to get a real doll, but that don't mean they got a lot extra. They just did what they needed to do to get that doll. Because, you know, $800 is still nothing to sneeze at. Everybody that's buying a real doll isn't rich. Everybody that's buying a real doll doesn't have overflow of money. And you might say, well, you don't need to buy a real doll then, but that's not how the world works. The world works is when you want something, man, a desire of your heart, yeah, it may be over your head, but guess what? You can still acquire that. You know, you can still acquire that. And it's not even a matter of somebody not taking care of their product once they get it. You know, you can get your doll home and be taken care of it, but then an accident, a crazy ass accident can happen. And, you know, to me, it makes more sense for me to act once an accident has happened, you know, as opposed to, hey, here go $800, man. Now, let's see if anything happens. What? No. And like I said, I love you, Reggie. I just don't like that part of your business plan. I mean, it's good for the business, but it's not good for the customer. I don't like it. Oh, he answers a great question here now. He answered a great question here because when I went to look at his site, this was the question that I had. And so he's going to answer a great question right here. Let's go back to the video. Yeah, this is a great question. There it is.
Down, there's a material called TP.
Okay, hold on.
It's the same material. There's certain things that I can surgeon and makeup work, skin punctures, tears, stuff like that. No big deal.
Hold on. Let me go back.
What counts as a pre-existing condition with a doll? Like, do they come with lupus or something?
Egg. Normally, that's a $1,500 repair. But if you're covered under the protection plan, it's a lot less. So it used to be you could break the leg, then buy a plan, then get the leg fixed. Don't worry about it. I was around long enough. I said, now, you know, have your plan already. I'll fix the leg either way, but it might cost you more if you don't.
And see, that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. I don't like that, man. Like I said, my doll in perfect condition. Okay, I break the leg. I call Reggie. He allows me to get the protection plan. You know, I can either pay him just to fix the doll, or I can go ahead and get the protection plan. Well, guess what? Now she's covered for X amount of years. I like that flexibility as a customer. You know what I'm saying? But then he says, nah, just have the insurance plan up front. Damn, bro. I don't like that. Because now I might have a doll for 2-3 years, you know, that's in perfect condition. And like I said, I might go the whole 5 years with it being in perfect condition. You know, I hate to have the fact that you got to already have it. I don't like that.
It's all covered.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, here's another question I have. So obviously you take in and you have a connection with Abyss, so you can work on RealDolls. I'm sure you have people who bring, you know, non-Abyss dolls to you and ask, hey, can you fix this? Can you do that?
I love this question because this is one I had. I was searching on that site because I was like, man, Saima's foot is broke. I wonder, could he fix it?
And I'm sure you also have people who buy used dolls and try getting those covered. So what's the story there?
So for dolls from other manufacturers, it's really more so dependent upon the material that the doll is made from than the manufacturer. With Abyss dolls, I know them inside and out. So there's really not anything that I can't do. And if I can't do it, they are legit the next exit down the freeway from me, so I can get some help. But there's other dolls that are made from the same outside material as RealDolls, but the skeletal structure is different. For instance, there's another manufacturer up in LA, and I've done work on a few of their dolls, and makeup work, skin punctures, tears, stuff like that, no big deal. I had something that was with the skeleton, and I opened the doll up, because I'm also a plastic surgeon. I opened the doll up and I looked at it, and if the skeleton was a language, it was French. I didn't recognize anything about what I was supposed to do with that. So with other manufacturers, if it's the same material, there's certain things that I can do. There's certain things that I can't. when I have to turn people down, there's a material called TPE, which is the what the majority of dolls are made from that come from China or Japan. And it's an entirely different beast. So if somebody has one of those dolls, you know, I tell them, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I actually had one guy, he brought me, this was when I was first getting started, and he's like, hey, I don't know if you can help me out with this. He was local. So I said, sure, bring it in. I'll take a look, see what I can do. I looked at the doll and it was so terrible, I ended up selling him a real doll.
So either way, that was the end of that. But I can't lie, he answered my question. He does not fix any TPE girls. And I was just laughing because he was like, man, I can handle, you know, silicone and things of that nature. So I could probably send him my Iron Chick doll if anything ever happened to her. I could probably send him her because she's full silicone, medical grade silicone. But he made me laugh because he was like, man, I can't handle that TPE stuff. And so I just think it's funny because it's all these normal doll owners out here that's doing a lot of repairs on that TPE. But the thing is, it is a different type of material. And so when you seal it back together and all of that, it's going to react different than what he's used to. So I understand him like, man, he could probably fix skeletons and all that once he learns how the skeleton is constructed. But he could learn how to do TPE, but he probably like, man, I'm not even trying to get into all of that. You know, that's a different beast as far as sealing punctures and stuff. And it's just going to be different things he's going to have to use with a TPE girl. So he like, you know what? I'm not even in that game. But it's crazy because when Saima's foot first got hurt, which she's a TPE girl, I was thinking like, man, I heard about a guy who was a doll doctor other than Reggie that just repaired regular normal dolls. But supposedly he actually retired. I don't know where he is, but he doesn't do it anymore. But I know, man, I was looking for him at first because I wasn't trying to work on my own doll. But that's one bad piece of bad news. If you got a TPE girl, you cannot send her to Galmato Haven. Now he's going to talk about what Austin Steele was talking about the used dolls and things of that nature. Or when Austin was saying, you know, you can buy dolls from him, I'm telling you, he's going to tell you about, oh, why did I have it showing way up there like that? He's going to talk about the used dolls. I have no idea why I was showing you guys that crazy angle.
Everyone needs a nipple update once in a while. I'm due for my 7,000 mile next week.
There you go. Abyss has a whole wall, just the nipples on nipples on nipples.
The wall of.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I went too far. Here you go. Here you go.
Couldn't fix it, and I sold him a different doll. Now, your question about people buying used dolls and then wanting me to fix things on them, that's part of my job description. I have a consignment service where once guys are ready to part with their doll, if they don't want to go through the selling process themselves, they send the doll to me. I repair everything on the doll, make sure she's good to go, handle the entire selling process, and get her off to a new owner.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love.
See? So basically, like I told you, he doesn't sell brand new dolls from his establishment. He sells used dolls that he's gotten from other. Well, as far as I know, and when I looked at his site, they looked all used to me, for the ones he had sold, but that he had for sale. But like he says, he fixed them up to where they're brand new. But I think when you want a brand new doll, you got to go to Abyss.
Love that.
And then there's some guys that they handle the sell themselves, but they'll send the doll to me first to do some stuff in between.
Clean her up, make her new. Can't leave some old cum in there.
Change the nipples.
Everyone needs a nipple update once in a while.
So basically, he's saying, hey, if you out there and you got a real doll and you want to sell her, you can send her to him. He'll clean her up and sell the doll for you. Or you can send the doll to him. He'll clean her up, make her like brand new, and you can handle the sale. I know me, the way I am about money and stuff, I would probably be doing the second, like, hey, man, you just send the doll to me and I sell her. Or either I could just be like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this. Here, you take her and you sell her. And even if you get a little bit of the money, okay, it's just easier for me for you to do that. But I know me, I would probably want, you know, all the money from the sale, you know, so I would probably send her out and get her back, then sell her. Who knows though? Once I get a real doll, I don't even want to think about selling them, honestly. Oh, he brings up a very good subject here. He's talking about dog clothing and how he has a section in his company that just literally deals with helping you dress your dog. I like this section that it's a small section, but I like what he had to say about this. There you go. I stop right there.
I have another question. I saw on your website you also have doll fitting. So you're a seamstress as well.
I am not. I wish. I wanted to be. When I was younger, I used to design clothing, and I wanted to go into fashion as a profession. A buddy of mine, when we were a couple years out of high school, we started to start up a clothing line. The closest I ever got to any real sewing, though, was an automotive upholstery class I took at the local community college, which was cool. So no, I am not the seamstress. I have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful partner that I work with who is known in the community as Polyester.
Oh, hey.
And she does the clothing work. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we've had to put a pause on things because she's been having some supply issues.
Oh,
so
man.
We're not taking any new orders. But that was another one of the early things that I wanted to create. It took me a little while to get around to because I had to find the right person because I didn't have the skills to do what I wanted to do. But shopping for clothing for real women is already a difficult task.
Yep.
Sizes aren't the same for a small here is not a small here. Shoe sizes, a 5.5 could be 3 different sizes depending on what shoe you're wearing.
Shoe sizes are the most consistent, which is the sad part.
And for dolls, it's even worse because even though they're shaped like women, they're not proportioned like women by and large. The dolls range from 4'10" to 5'9" in height. The boobs are, depending on the body type, are pretty ginormous. You might have like a 4'10" doll with double D boobs, and it's hard finding clothes. So what we do is if somebody buys clothes that aren't quite fitting right on the doll, she'll do alterations for fit. And then we also do alterations for accessibility because trying to dress a doll.
I just like how he been talking about it, just saying, hey, man, it's hard to find clothes on a normal woman. And that's one thing I do like about the women doing the interview on their part, because they was like, hey, you hear them agreeing like, yeah, it's hard to find clothes. And like the one girl said, hey, the most consistent thing that you can find in the right size is shoes. She was like, man, that's damn near the best thing you can shop for. So I love how he goes into, man, this stuff is harder than you think it is. Now, they did have a stop in this particular service due to COVID and things of that nature, the pandemic and whatnot, but I'm hoping that this is started back up. But like he says, I love when he says the part about you might buy a doll that has the perfect shape, but it has a perfect shape for a doll. Like you say, you may have a doll with some big breasts and big butt, but the doll, its actual proportions aren't like a human woman as far as the size. A human woman with all that may wear a lot larger sizes, but you may have a girl with double D's and you may have to shop in the juniors girls department for her. You know what I'm saying? Because the doll's proportions just are still not the proportions of a real human woman. So I love that he did offer this service. He's going to go and talk about some good stuff about it. Let's fast forward to 46. I'm trying to think how long I'm trying to think if I got that timestamp right. I'm not sure. Let's see.
So short answer, yes, real people can take advantage of the service too once we're offering it again.
Okay. That's what happened. He was basically saying that you can be a regular human woman and you can get that service done, because what he actually does with that service is the woman sort of makes the clothes to where they can come on and off the doll a little easier. And so it was some crazy little banter in between there, but the women was like, man, I would love to have me a suit that I can pull straight off my body. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, hey, his designer can literally make clothes for humans that it's easier for them to put on. Because when you have a doll, I promise you, it is hard to put their clothes on and off, you know. So this woman supposedly actually makes the clothes where they can come on and off the doll a lot easier. Oh my God, I'm pretty much done with Reggie now. He has a couple of more things to teach you, but man, it's this one little gem that I want to share with you about the human woman. I actually love it because it's something that I've always known. And this is the thing that most women will always have an advantage over a guy, because women, they trip me out how they complain, human women that is, complain about how guys, you know, they may complain about guys, but it's always a guy's nose up their booties. Even if they're ugly, it's somebody looking up their booty. Somebody who will get him some penis if they ask for it. Well, us guys, even when you're a player, you may have 2 or 3 girls that, you know, that you can call, right? But that's not always the case. You know, you're going to have drafts where you may not be talking to any women, you know, for the moment. And the difference is when women are attracted to you, you may not ever know about it. They're not always going to have their nose up your butt to where you can find out about it. They're not going to always be in your inbox saying, hey, I want some penis. They're not going to do that. Where guys, they're going to always have to go after what they want. So these women, even if they might be complaining about not getting who they want, they still got plenty of penis choices in their inboxes. And it's something that you know, as a guy, you always know that that's the case. But I love the fact that this woman is going to tell you sort of how the human woman thinks when it comes to this extra penis lying around. Because it's always been a joke that a woman, don't let her fool you, bro. A human woman will always have a penis in a glass, meaning that you can be dating her and going with her and fully in love with her. Hell, you could be married to her. Guess what? As soon as something go wrong, she got a penis in a glass somewhere, meaning it's somebody she can call immediately the same night that you leave that she can get penis from. It's just, it could be a guy that she been friends with for 20 years and ain't never had made love to. But guess what? At the right time, she'll break that glass and have sex with him. So listen to this woman. This is on backup penis.
Lube, but it looks like a phone case and nobody can tell. I don't know. That'd be the functional slut.
For my many, many moons of fuckery before I settled down with one penis forever, I could write this book.
What would be your top 3 things in your functional slut book?
Functional sluttery. Number 1, always have a penis on backup for the night if your plans fall through. Like somebody who, like you said,
Correct.
hey, I might be around for the
Well,
night.
I just got to stop right. You see? Always have a penis on backup. I'm so glad. Like I say, I would still give me some human vagina. I still talk to some human vagina. You know what I'm saying? If a woman wants to talk to me, you know, and come over here and give me some regular vagina, you know, every now and then, I would. But one thing I'm so happy about being in the dog game is I don't have to worry about none of my girls having no damn extra penis on call. Now, I know this ain't the subject of today's show, but damn it, when I hear stuff like that, that's the stuff that makes me happy to be in the dog game. I don't need no woman having no damn extra penises just ready to call. Get the hell out of here. But it's true. That's just a fact of life. I ain't through with that though. I'm gonna actually replay it again. Just so all of you that's sitting at home with your woman saying, "Oh, I'm secure. Yeah, yeah, she loves me. She ain't going nowhere." Yep. She got some extra penis. I guarantee you, it's ready to be called at any time. So let's go back and listen to it again.
Before I settled down with one penis forever, I could
Hold
write
on.
this book.
I want you to hold on. I want you to hear that part. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go back because I want you to hear what she said. She said this.
lube, but it looks like a phone case and nobody can tell. I don't know. That'd be the functional slut.
From my many, many moons of fuckery before I settled down with one penis forever.
So now look, she didn't really say that right. She said, for my many, many moons of effery before I settled down with one penis. What she really said was, when I was boning everybody. That's what she really was. She didn't mean to say effery. What she was trying to say was, I remember my many, many moons when I was effing everybody before I settled down with one penis. That's really what she said. So that's what I was saying, man. The power of a vagina is amazing. To the point where every guy, when you meet a human woman, you're going to be head over heels in love with her, and you know that she's been dating other people and made love to other people. But I just think it's so funny because these vaginas be having a lot of miles on them and you don't even realize it. Man, because they can bone whenever they want. That's the difference between, women say that a man bones a lot, but the difference is a man bones when he can. A woman can bone whenever she wants to. Whenever she want to bone, all she got to do is look at her inbox. And what did she say? In my many, many moons of effery. No, just say it like you really meant to say it. In your many, many moons of effing everybody that you wanted to F before you settled down with one penis. And believe me, if I was her husband listening to that, man, my stomach would be turning like, my God. My girl basically saying that she was boning everybody before she got with me. I can't lie. That's one for the ages right there, man. But the problem is, what I want you guys to understand, and this show is not about this. It's just funny that I found that. What I really want you guys to understand is this isn't just one woman. A lot of these women out here be boning all types of jokers because they can. And you thinking that that they're not, that they're all sweet and nice. No. They've just settled down with one penis for the time being. Believe me.
I could write this book.
What would be your top 3 things in your functional slut book?
Functional sluttery. Number 1, always have a penis on backup for the night if your plans fall through. Like somebody who, like you said,
Correct.
hey, I might be around for the night. What are you doing? And they're like, not up. It's just someone who you've got a penis on backup plan.
Okay.
And I've been a penis on backup plan where a girl has, hey, what you doing tonight? I'm just chilling. Okay. Well, hey, I'll get back with you. Basically, they set you up for a backup plan where, hey, if this dude end up being somebody I don't want to make love to, or he an asshole or something, you may get a call at 2 or 3 in the morning, which I have got those calls.
Night. Number 2, always have condoms on you. And if a guy's like, I don't like condoms, here's what you say to them. Good, because I'm ready to be a mother. I've never seen a
always have condoms on you. You hear that? That's not a bad idea, but basically ready to bone. Just ready to bone.
man change his mind about condoms so quickly as when I've said to him, good, because I want children now.
How many times have you used that one?
Twice.
Twice?
Works immediately. Like most of the time, all I have to say is we're using condoms. And they're like, okay, but like if there's a second objection pulled up, if they think for even a second that you're not going to get an abortion with their little fucking failure pile, they'll put on a condom. And number 3, if you think that the guy is more likely to give you an orgasm and less likely to be a hassle to your life than a Hitachi, fuck him. Literally, fuck him.
Now you hear that? Did you hear that? Basically, if you meet a guy and you think that he can give you an orgasm, but he's not going to be a jackass, okay, go ahead and give him the vagina. Just that simple. She just made it like, hey, I'm just going to bone. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, hey, you good? As long as you ain't going to be in an attachment. And I think that you can. That's why when people be like, man, why do the bad guys always win? That's why. If a girl think that she can have good sex with him, guess what? That's all she really thinking about. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have the good sex with him and be done with it. Right? That's that on that. She don't care about how bad it could be. Can you give me an orgasm and not give me some problems? I want to get that orgasm, and guess what? If it don't work out, I'm out of there. That's hey, look, she telling you how they think right there. But if she just look at you and think that you can't give her an orgasm for any reason, Then she says, hey, you might as well just leave right there and go home and get the dildo. I don't look, this has nothing to do with the subject, but I just thought this was a great little, I could have saved this for the venture report at some point, but I couldn't help but talk about it right now because I just thought it was so funny, man, to sort of get another little insight into the female mind. Because look, don't think that they all sugar and spice and everything nice, like there's something different than a man. You heard her. If you think you can get a nut, bone them, bone them, bone them. If you think you can, if you think he can get you off, bone him. If you think he can't get you off, go home and play with your vibrator. Hey, look, it's just that raw, man. Look, these girls out here, boy. Hey, they can get scandalous with the best of them now. So that's all I want to show you on that. I just thought that was hella funny. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, where the hell is this timestamp at? I got another timestamp. And here's he's talking about being proud to help, and I love when he was talking about this. This him being, he's basically saying he's proud to help people.
Cock block his dad. No one's ever talked about that.
It's funny, like
Cock blocking Hitler's dad is never an option somehow.
Hitler could have been a blowjob. He could have just been a blowjob. Maybe Hitler's dad should have had a real doll.
There you go. You know what's crazy though is there were 499 million other babies in that load, and we got Hitler.
I wonder how many of those other sperm would have produced a better artist that would have gotten into art school. There were better sperm in that batch, Adolf.
Or was there like another sperm that was like the exact opposite?
I promise you, this is the banter that I try to avoid. But man, I got it written down that he should be saying something that I want him to say in just a second. But I hate when I have to play any of this damn banter that they go on. Man, but every time I skip ahead, sometimes I miss something.
And we'd be talking about like how Hitler advanced the world peace scheme so far in the 40s. Like Hitler would be Gandhi.
Well, it's kind of like in the Trump family, there was Fred Jr., who became a pilot and was just constantly harangued by his father and hated everything about the Trump family. Like,
man, will y'all come on with this Trump family mess, man? See, that's what I say, man. I don't like to hear all this banter that they talking, man. Come on.
Oh, man.
And it's the weirdest thing, like, because I get these compliments that make me feel so good that I would never expect.
See, that's what I'm saying. And then when I get sick of the banter, I end up going right past it, man. Like, I hate all this banter that they do.
Any other crazy stories from repairing dolls?
Let's see.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? I don't so much have favorite repairs as favorite customers.
Ooh.
I get to do a lot of stuff for Brick. Brick loves pubes, so he's always buying Merkins and having me put them on.
Oh, man.
And it's the weirdest thing, like, because I get these compliments that make me feel so good that I would never expect, like, oh, you're going to get that compliment. Like, man, you did a great job attaching that pussy hair. You're an artist. Like, those things don't usually go together in a sentence. But this is so that's my favorite part of it is the reactions, because I'm not, I guess what you would call a natural artist. That's not my background. Most of what I've done with my life is some variation of sales in one form or another. So a lot of the skills that I picked up in working on the dolls, I picked up in working on the dolls. So when I get those compliments where somebody calls me an artist, or they tell me how great the eyebrows look, or, oh man, her lips look great, you did such a great job closing this up, I can't even tell you ever operated. That's the stuff that gets me off, that making people happy, the getting that feedback. Even if there's a pube email about, punching eyebrows, those come in too. And that's awesome too. They're all awesome.
Here's another question. Like, is there anything you would say to people who own a real doll where, you know what, actually, if you guys could do X, Y, and Z, you would make.
Okay. All I want to show that last clip for, and I'm going right into this next one, was I was loving the fact that how he was saying how, man, he, feel it makes him feel good to hear people, say that he's doing a good thing. And I just love that he gets that enjoyment, that fulfillment from doing what he does, man. Because, like I say, when you're following your dream, you cannot be dependent on people to compliment you and say, "Hey, you're doing good. Hey, I love what you're doing." Blah blah blah. But it never hurts. So, because people tell me, "Hey, man, I like watching your show and I like what you do." I mean, I can't fish for that and I can't look for that to keep myself going. But when I hear it, it is a support. It does encourage you. By the same token, when I hear the negative, I don't absorb that at all. I just let that go right on past me. But I just thought that was cool to hear him say that he actually likes to perform a service, and then he likes when people are pleased with it. And he was like, man, I don't even see myself as an artist, but that's the thing. When you're repairing a real doll, you basically are artists, because these dolls are artworks. They are artworks. They are works of art, man. Like these girls here sitting next to me are works of art. Real dolls are works of art. All of these dolls are works of art. You can abuse art if you want to, but it is works of art. So now I'm going to go ahead to let this play where he was talking about what all real doll owners shouldn't do. And I think this is going to go, look, this is going to go back to what Austin said earlier in the string. And I'm going to get to my question. But Austin said this earlier, even though he said that what's the name told him to try. So this really isn't addressing him. This sort of addressing other people that may think about, what did he say? When Austin was saying he tried to repair his doll, and that's how the real, that's how the worst damage occurred. At first, I was like, "Hey, man, don't try to do it on your own," because I had heard my guy Reggie say it right now, and I'm gonna play it. But he said that Reggie actually asked him to give it a try, so that's totally different. So, but listen to this.
My life and your life so much easier.
If you break it,
You know what? Actually, if you guys could do X, Y, and Z, you would make my life and your life so much easier.
if you break it, don't try to fix it yourself first.
Good idea. Good
Because
idea.
it's a lot harder to unfix and then refix than it is to just fix in the first place.
Makes sense.
Like I told you, the upside down eyelashes that had just like far too much excess layer of glue, and then I got to try to peel them off without pulling off the eyelid and trim all the extra glue out and try to keep it level so I can reapply. It's just,
Why are you telling all the things that I did to try to get eyelashes on, huh?
So that's what he's saying. He like, look, man, don't go in here trying to fix the damn doll, because now I got to undo what you did, then fix the doll, as opposed to you just saying, hey, look, I messed the doll up. Look, let me go ahead and fix it. Let me go ahead and send it to you so you can fix it. That way he can just fix the repair as opposed to fixing what you did, then the repair. Now, the other way to look at that is, hey, man, don't tell me not to fix it, because I could probably get it fixed, and then I wouldn't even have to ever send it to you. So that's the other train of thought, right? But if you are planning on sending it to him in any form or fashion, I agree with him. Leave it alone. Let the professionals handle it. Now, me, when I get a real doll, I'm probably I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, but I don't think I'm going to get insurance as soon as I buy my doll. I don't see that, because unless I just have the overflow. If I have the overflow, I probably will just to do it, man. Hell, if I have it. But if I'm sort of still trying to make it, trying to live and from day to day, I can't see myself buying that off bat. Might not have it at that time. Just depends on how God is blessing me. Because I would probably be that guy that's calling into Abyss, telling them to walk me through a repair, more than likely. And it would only go to him under the worst circumstances. But I don't even see a scenario where I would ever have to send my dog to Reggie. I promise you, because I don't see my dog ever getting look, unless a hurricane comes through here, or some type of crazy act like that. My real dog, like I say, man, I'm not finna be damaging my real dog, man. No way. So luckily, I'm not gonna have to really worry about sending my dog to Reggie. I don't believe. The only thing I could ever see me sending him to them for is to get my makeup touched up, which once again, I don't even kiss on my girls enough to ruin their makeup. So I'm not going to kiss on my RealDoll enough to tear her makeup off. And I'm not going to have sex with her in her mouth and her, you know, like I said, I'm not having sex with any of my girls now, so I may not even have sex with her. So my doll is pretty much going to be in pristine condition. So I'm not going to have to really worry about sending my doll to him. But if you are rough on your doll, because I see these guys, man, I've seen some guys literally taking their RealDolls out the box. I've seen guys taking their dolls that aren't RealDolls out the box, and they are some of the most heavy-handed, rough-handling dudes I've ever seen. I'm like, damn, I see why people get finger pokes and tear their dolls up. Man, literally, I just seen a guy do a review on a doll. Dude, he was handling the doll so manhandedly. Dude, he poked the damn doll's finger. He made the hand skeleton come out the doll. They were like, oh, this is poorly made. No, it ain't, dude. You handling the doll rough as hell. It wasn't poorly made. You tore that up. I'm telling you, man, it's some rough handling dudes out here, man. It's like they just they move the doll so roughly, like, hey, you don't realize you just bought this doll, bro? What are you doing? Like I told you, I got this doll owner that I follow on Instagram, man. Every picture I see his doll's fingers are broken. I'm like, he just bought a doll and the doll's fingers look broke. What the hell is happening? These guys are reckless, man. And speaking of being reckless, this is Reggie's last tip, I think, that he's going to give you before we're done with this with examining this string. This is his last tip he's going to give you.
It's a lot of fun. Things pretty much are common as far as repairs go. You know, you mostly see the same stuff. I think I did 5 broken legs this year. And, you know, it's not necessarily anything rough. It's just that's the advice. Learn how to move and use your doll. You know, if you're going to spend this much money on something, you know, there's tutorials, there's forums. Learn how it works so that, you know, you don't press in the wrong spot doing something and just end up breaking it for no reason.
Fair enough.
You bang it, you buy it.
Yeah. But I mean, if you do break it, send it to me. let me fix it. Because God, I've seen some terrible and to be fair, you know, it's one of those things that either you know how to do it or you don't. But unfortunately, there's a lot of guys that assume that because they maybe have a technical background or an engineering background or something like that, it's like they figure they can get in there and do it themselves. It's like,
Didn't you know, engineer.
Okay, so now I'm gonna stop right there, and that was pretty much the video. But like he was saying, man, hey, one of the most common ways to hurt your doll is not knowing how to damn well move them around, you know. And I promise you, some of these guys are just so rough-handed, man, when it comes to handling these girls. It's ridiculous, man. I'm like, man, and they'll be brand new. I promise you, for the life of me, some of these guys just blow my mind with the way they handle these girls, man. It is completely ridiculous. So like he said, if you don't do anything else, at least learn how to move the girl around. So that was pretty much it. And like he said, man, you know, once again, I know I have a big problem with the changes that he made. I liked his original plan better. I like the fact that once my dog gets hurt, then I can bring it to you. I love that plan more than my dog is brand new and I have to buy an insurance plan if she's brand new and then bring her to you whenever something may happen. I like the other plan he had better. But with all of that said, if I get a RealDoll and she gets damaged, look, whether I have to get an insurance plan or whatever I might have to do, I'm going to get her fixed. I know that. And I might not get the insurance plan. I may work on it myself, but I know one thing. If it's in my budget, I'm sending them to Reggie because he's the best in the business. He knows how to do everything from head to toe. And he's right. Before you really get to working on her, if you got the budget, send your daughter to him. If you got the budget, I mean, even though I don't like the new change in policy, it's probably best to get their policy just to be sure, you know, over the first 5 years of your dog's life. But I do like that. I wish, you know, if I was to talk to him, he'd probably say, Jay, it's too late now. You know, who knows what he would say. But I would tell him, hey, Reggie, I'm sorry. I like your old plan a lot better. I like it a lot better. And he changed it for a reason. He probably was seeing an influx of older dolls come in. And he was like, man, I'm seeing too much of this. You know, and he probably was like, I'm just going to make people buy it up front. So I just say this, I'm not beating him up too much over it because I think he's performing a hell of a service. Everything else about his company, I pretty much like. I like that he even exists. I like how he started his company. He was like, man, look, he just got off the couch and was like, look, hey, man, let's go up here and see about doing something different. They found out they didn't want to do a brothel. So guess what? They found out what they could do. And that was repairing the dolls. And they got into that. And everything I've heard about him since then has been great. You know, I didn't even think I would have anything negative from my point to say tonight. But when I was listening to that interview, I hated the fact that he was like, man, that he changed the policy. Because in his first video, he was basically saying, hey, you give them to him first. You know, I love that old policy. You give it to him first, then you can get the insurance. I hate having to get it first, but that's the only thing I don't like. I love his service. I love the fact that, you know, he can fix these dolls and get them back fully restored. I love the fact if you need your doll sold, you may not, you know, you may be getting older. You may not have the patience or time to sell your doll. You can send it to him. He'll get that doll fully cleaned up and he'll get it sold. Because I was looking on that site, man, you can get a doll for like $4,000. Man, that's a great price to be getting a doll. You know what I'm saying? That's a great price to be getting a real doll. You know, even if it's been restored, that's a pretty damn good price because it's going to be just like brand new once it comes from him. And so I went to look on his site, man. What he has all on here. Okay, these are the protection plans that he has. Now, if you got a new doll, and like I said, this is why I sort of hate the parameters of it, but nevertheless, it's something that you can get to protect your girl. But if you get a new doll, you can buy, and a new doll qualifies as being a new, from the day you buy her to 6 months, she's considered new. And within that time, you can buy a coverage plan, and the doll is insured for 60 months with reduced repair rates for future repairs. So even if you have to pay for something, it's going to be at a reduced rate. It said it includes one spa day, which addresses all necessary repairs and touch-ups scheduled at customer request. Well, I tell you one thing, that is one thing that getting that insurance is good for, because you could buy that insurance, and if you don't do anything else, if you never break your doll before that 5 years up, I'm definitely going to send her off to a spa day to get her fully touched up. So that's one good thing that comes from it. It says you pay $150 deductible per repair when paid over 4 months. So I don't think you got to pay a deductible if you don't spread the payments out. That's what I was sort of concerned. I was looking right there for. Then they say a spa day can be scheduled after 4 payments are complete. I don't quite understand it though, because maybe they'll explain as I continue to read. But he says $150 deductible per repair when paid over 4 months. So I'm like, because see, you can pay for the insurance over 4 months. So if you choose to pay over 4 months, are they saying you're going to have to always do the $150 deductible? I don't quite like that. So let's look at the plan though. It says choose a plan, so I'm clicking on it. And I'm on Galmato Haven's website, and the website is in the description of this video if you ever need to check them out. So in this plan, I was just reading about the 60-month plan. It said the dollars insured for 60 months with reduced repair rates for future repairs. It includes one spa day, which addresses all necessary repairs and touch-ups. No deductible when paid in full. So if you pay it in full, I'm sort of still confused about it. So I guess if you pay it in a one-time payment, you don't have to do a deductible. But if you pay it over a 4-month period, then you do have a deductible. That's basically what it says here. I could be wrong on the terminology. So you can take that with a grain of salt and call and ask them. But I don't know whether he means that as long as you're no, I think I got it right. Because you wouldn't be able to get a repair until you actually paid your coverage off. So what I'm looking here is if you choose to pay it over 4 months, I think you're going to always have to pay $150 deductible. But if you pay it right on out, you won't have to pay the deductible for getting it repaired. So that's on the 60-month coverage if you buy a RealDoll, brand new. They do have another protection plan for dogs that's 7 months to 7 years old. Now, at first, see, once again, he's changed stuff again, Once again, he's had experience in his business, so he's made adjustments. But in his first video, he was like, man, you can have a dog up to 8 years old. But now he's taken a year out of that and made it up to 7 years. Once again, I don't like those little changes. But if you have the used doll or the older doll, you can get your doll insured for 36 months with a reduced rate, with a reduced repair rate for future repairs. It includes one spa day, which addresses all necessary repairs and touch-ups. It includes one boudoir photo shoot with mailed image disc or transfer. Wait a minute. Why didn't I get a photo shoot with the one that costs more? With the new doll. I don't get that now. Once again, no deductible when paid in full, $150 deductible per repair when paid over 4 months. I'm sort of lost on this. Why do you get a picture with this one? It says you can get a boudoir photo shoot, with this particular girl, but on the brand new dolls, let me look. You don't get no bourgeois photo shoot. No, you don't get no photo shoot. So why would he give you extra with the older doll and not, man, Reggie, man, you got some stuff to talk about. What's going on here? Why would you offer something, a bourgeois photo shoot to the customer that has an old doll, but you won't offer the bourgeois photo shoot with the customer that has a new doll? That's so confusing. They got the spa day on here. After a day or days of head to toe repair, this is called the ultimate in rejuvenation. This is their spa day. After a day or days of head to toe repair, retouch, and pampering, she'll come back home to you looking like the first day she arrived. Spa days are only available as part of the RealDoll Consumer Protection Plan. So get yours today. Then they have a section where they list all the potential repairs that they do. It said a list of available repairs are as follows. Don't see the repair you need listed. It's okay. Still get in touch with us and let us know what you need, basically. And they have listed if you need your joints tightened or loosened or replaced, they'll do that. Skeletal, PVC, and foam repair of skeleton, tears, cuts, and pokes to the silicone body, orifice repair, eye balancing, scalp resealing, full body re-pour, conditions apply. We'll do our best to have her back to you in 4 weeks unless repairs are extensive. And you'll have yours back before that, Austin, I'm sure. I don't see this section where they had the thing about the doll being made up and stuff, the doll clothing section. I don't see that on the website. They probably took it off. But I did get to the part where you can buy the certified pre-owned dolls, like I say, not brand new, certified pre-owned dolls. And I see, like you say, you can buy a Harmony. Oh, this is a Harmony AI head you can get for $4,000. A torso for $1,000. They got another torso for $1,900. So everything else is out of stock right now. There's nothing else that's available. Everything else that they have is out of stock. As far as you buying straight from them. So they don't really even have any full dolls for sale right now. But it's great to know if you want a real doll and you want one at a discount, you can definitely check their site and see if they have a used one for sale. So that was pretty much it, guys. That was Reggie. Reggie, if you see this, I love you. I appreciate your service. But I do, personally, it's a couple of changes that you made that I thought were better from the beginning. And maybe one day when we talk, you'll explain to me, why you chose that. I'm going to be honest with you. I see why you chose it because for me, it seems like a little bit better for your personal business, but not, it's not it's good for the customer, in my opinion. But I still love your service, and you're, if you're looking to get your real doll repaired once you get one, or even if you don't have a real doll like me, and you're saying, hey, man, when I get one, I'm going to know where I can take it to get repaired if I so choose to go that route. So I definitely want to share that with you guys today. But this whole conversation was spurred by my friend Austin Steele and his damage to his doll, because I basically want to really go through this whole thing and let him know, Austin, what are you worried about? You haven't done anything to your doll that's even remotely extensive damage. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that you have caused. The neck coming off your doll, that can sound troubling, but it's not like he wrung her neck and it broke. That was just something that ended up happening that was out of his control. And even by him tightening the head down and it sort of breaking, that still wasn't something egregious where he was trying to break the doll or treating her bad. So that's why I was like, no, you don't have anything to worry about. Believe me, it's people sending him dolls that's in way worse condition. And so this show really got spurred on by Austin, but it also just exists to let you know you got some damage with your doll, and even if it's something that you can't get done, if you call RealDoll and they try to walk you through a repair and you feel like you can't do it, hey, don't mess it up. Go ahead and call Reggie over at Galmato Haven, and guess what? You can click the link in the description of this video, or you can just look up Galmato Haven on the internet. Go to him and let him know now. Hey, did you hear from him from over here at the Dog King? With J Dog King and the rest of the girl, you heard about him over here, if that's the way you heard about him. But he's a great resource. I'm glad he's in the business. God bless him. God bless his business and all that he brings. I do want him to reconsider some of the things he changed. But other than that, seems like a great business model. And Austin, man, once again, don't be worried. Your girl is going to be in good hands, man. Good hands. Now let me catch up. Let's see where we are. Okay. Lee guy said, I buy a classic bike for that money, but I want something to start the day and close the night. By the way, I got the bike and got the pets, but this lonely soul needs something to get me through the day. Oh yeah, that's the only thing you missing, Lee guy. Man, I'm gonna be honest. It's a show that I'm going to be doing coming up, sort of discussing this bike thing. But I just say this, man, it's been the life for me. Being forced to ride my bike has been a blessing, because I'm like, man, it's made me damn near as happy as the girls. So having a bike, having your pets there, and I promise you, the only thing you need is that companion dog. And man, you're gonna be able to take on the world, especially if you're feeling lonely. Because if you soak your love into these girls and your time and your care. I was telling my friend, who was that? Somebody was talking about being lonely, man. I forgot who that was. They was like, man, who was that saying something about being lonely? It was one of my viewers was saying something about being lonely. I can't think of who it was now, though. Who said that? But either way, somebody said something about being lonely with their girls. Oh, I'm trying to think who, man, I can't lie. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But I know I told him, I said, hey, look, if you're still being lonely with your girl, it was my guy. It was MGTOW. It was Dr. MGTOW. And I was like, MGTOW, I hope you ain't lonely, because I'm telling you, if you're still being lonely and you got a companion dog, look, man, you're not getting everything you're supposed to be getting out of her. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be lonely anymore unless you never have been with a human woman. And, you know, like I told you, if you ain't never been with a human woman and stuff, you're not going to get everything that you need to get out of the dog life. If you never sniffed a human vagina, you're not going to get everything you need out of the dog life. You know, you still may be lonely at home with a dog if you haven't sniffed a vagina. So it is good to have some life experiences before you get these girls. But once you get one of these girls, you're not going to be feeling lonely if you operate with your girl the right way. No, that ain't quite the way to go, Lee God. He says, just take the scissors and hot glue and buy some cheap secondhand clothes. Oh, okay. I guess he's talking about you can just glue some, you can do that yourself. You can do all of that yourself with the clothes. You can cut the clothes and make it and make it yourself. You can do all of that yourself, believe me. But it's just sort of like when somebody buys you something to eat. The food always tastes better when somebody else pays for it. So same thing. Those clothes are going to just they're going to be a lot better for you when she makes them as opposed to you. But according to the website, I don't even see that option anymore. I didn't see it. I'm going to click back on there and look before I get out of here because I want to make sure. I didn't see it on there, though. No, I don't see that thing for doll dressing again. I don't see that. Let me see. No, I don't see it. I think they might have took that off. Or maybe you have to ask for it specifically. So. So, yeah, Lee guy said, take some scissors and hot glue and buy some cheap secondhand clothes. He said, just take the scissors and hot glue, some Velcro, and make this happen where it happened. You're right, though. That's all it would take, but I'm not good with stuff like that. That's why I don't really try to go. I actually did a video where I made some clothes for the girls, but it was a hack job, honestly. The clothes I could still put on them, but they weren't darn the best. Also says, I'm just going to speak for me when I say this, but why am I going to jump through that many hoops? I already got the doll, sweetheart. I don't know what he was talking about. He was probably talking about something when I was showing these girls. I guess he was talking about when I was talking about the girls and they was talking about who they would choose and, you know, who they would make love to and all that. I guess he's saying, man, I ain't even going to worry about that. I got my girl anyway. What? What? I don't know what you're talking about, Lee guy. He said too many people died just to point this race out. Case closed. What is he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about on that one. Three Face says, hail to the king, baby. What up, Three Face? Ooh, wee. Yeah, you definitely got to be for the Netherlands, somewhere other than United States, if you saying that. Because he said RealDoll is way out of my budget. I'm gonna stop you right there, Lee guy. I don't want anybody on this show saying what's out of their budget. I don't care if you got the money today or not. We don't speak into negative because when you say stuff like that, it keeps stuff out of your budget. Oh, that's too much for me. You may not have the money today, but don't even say it's out of your budget. It can be in your budget tomorrow. You never know what blessings God got for you. So try not to say that. Believe me, I'm still working on myself with not saying negative. Get this crap off of me. What am I doing? I'm still working on myself with stop saying, anything negative. Sometimes it slips out of me. Like, I just give you the example. Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, if God blesses me, and I'll be like, whoa, what am I saying? If, it's just as simple as that. I got to stop myself from saying if. I'm like, no, when God blesses me. So don't say what's out of your budget. But this is the part I was tripping off for. You say, but then again, I'm from the Netherlands. We like cheap and expect the best. Well, you can't be from America because look, you can't like cheap and expect the best over here. Because when you get something cheap, more than likely, it's going to be a piece of crap. More than likely. Lee Guy said, and I'm finna let you go, Lee Guy and everybody. He said, it's 1340 time here. Thank you, Jay. You make me feel good.
hey, Lee guy, I'm glad to make you feel good. I'm here for you, man. I'm here, here to support all of y'all. So Lee guy says, thank you, Jay. So I don't know whether he means that he's finna go or not, or whether he was just thanking me for telling him don't think negative, But thank you, Lee guy, for being here, and thank everybody else for being here today, man. I hope this show will help you, going forward. If you decide to get a RealDoll, you'll know exactly where to take her. If you decide to take her there, don't let my comments about insurance and stuff scare you off. I mean, like I said, I just liked his old policies better, but the guy is doing an amazing service for doll owners out here, so I'm proud of him, and I'm happy for him. And like you say, if I ever get a RealDoll, once again, when it's in my budget, I will send my doll to him. Or like you say, if God has me in the overflow, once again, not if, but when God gets me in the overflow, I will have some sort of plan in place. I'm going to have to get a plan, whether I get the plan after my doll has gotten a little older or whether I get it towards the beginning, because I'm going to have to get something. Because if something crazy was to happen, I would just hate to have to try to fix it all on my own. So with all that said, hopefully you enjoyed it. God bless you. Whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, like you say, we always tell you already have it, whether it's health, finances, new relationships. We're blessing you. You sending our blessings out, and whatever you're hoping for, God has it for you. Just believe it, then you will receive it. But once again, if you ever have any RealDoll problems, you probably already know this if you own a RealDoll. Get with Reggie at Galmato Haven. If you're planning on getting a RealDoll, that's you do have somewhere to take it if it ever gets damaged. So with all that said, hope you enjoyed the show. We definitely enjoyed you. God bless everybody out there. Hey, Austin, stop worrying. Your dog gonna be taken care of. Lee guy says my girl is coming. Name's Tammy Lynn. Thank you, Jay. If you did get a doll, I hope you went through one of my vendors, Lee guy. So to all of you, if you do get a RealDoll, go to my vendors, click on one of my links, then search and make your purchase. Don't click on the links away from my, YouTube channel about section. That's where you can find the vendors, or my YouTube channel in the description of my videos, or on any social media. You can find the links for my videos in my bio under a link tree. So if you want to keep the show going every day, with good, helpful information, that's one of the ways you can support, other than donating to the show. Like I've talked about, you can always do that. PayPal, Cash App on the About section of my YouTube channel as well. You can donate in the description of my video through something called Biker for Companion Dolls. It's a link for a GoFundMe that I started to try to keep this show going like it is today. So with all that said, we're not going to keep you. Enjoy your Tuesday. We got the Power Hour tomorrow. God bless you. It's been me, J-Dog King Hefner, the beautiful Cali son. Got my girl Mara Blade in the background. But as of now, we finna get the hell up out of here. Lee guy says, I'm from Europe. I got Wonder Pupping. Either way, I don't even know what that means, Lee guy. But other than that, love you guys. We are out of chill. We are out of chill. 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 God bless and have a good one, man. We out of here.